Strikes. Patrick's been really effective since the Brewers moved him into the bullpen. But he's a very versatile guy, so on a day like today, they can put him at the start of the game, on the front side of the game, and get 6, maybe 9 outs out of him. 0-2 pitch to Herrera. His chopper right back to Patrick. Big hop for him. Underhand flip to first. Takes care of Herrera. And there's 2 away. Brewers baseball being brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. With great taste, only 96 calories. It's Miller time. Alec Burleson, the batter. Hitting .287 on the year, 7 home runs, 35 driven in. Left-handed hitter in there with his hands held high in the back of the box. Patrick brings home the pitch and a swing and a miss. Fastball at 95. It's 0-1.
Lane, I just want to follow up on a point you just made. How often can you have a guy who's had 2 saves in the last week and a half then come in and start a game?
And it's not like he's only going to be asked for 3 outs, right? No balls in 1 strike. The pitch, swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Brewers will be mindful with him because I think they'll want him to be available in that Houston series out of the pen. But if he's really rolling, Pat Murphy might let him go a little bit. He has the capability to do it. You know that. 0-2 here on Burleson. Patrick's pitch. And just missed. Oh, boy, the entire infield was starting to take a step towards the dugout. No challenge from Contreras. It was, I think, outside. It did not miss by much. That's a tough take for Burleson. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Patrick's pitch. Ground ball to second base. Rolls out to Terang. Easy play for him as he throws to first. And an easy 1-2-3 inning for Chad Patrick in the top of the first. We go to the bottom of 1. Cardinals up on the Brewers Radio Network, presented by American Family Insurance.
Take the exit. Turn right into the drive-thru.
Nope, I'm making dinner tonight.
You don't have time. Josh has practice.
Oh, that's right. I'll just get a salad.
And fries?
No, just the salad.
But salad cancels fries.
Salad only.
Fries.
Salad.
Fries.
Food noise isn't fair, but Mochi Health is. The affordable GLP-1 source that puts you on the road to successful weight loss.
Hey, can I get the
fries?
Salad. Sorry.
Learn more at joinmochi.com. Mochi members have access to licensed physicians and nutritionists. Results may vary.
This is Modelo Especial, a full-flavored golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste from start to finish. Brewed with time, effort, and determination to get the balance just right. Because when a beer is made right, you can feel it. Modelo Especial, the model for everyday beer. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to
experience it your way.
No score as we go to the bottom of the first inning. Christian Yelich leading things off for the 2nd consecutive game for the Crew. Went pretty well last night. Why not run it back if you're Pat Murphy? Christian is 5 for 9 in this series now. 3-hit night last night. Dustin May on the mound for the Cardinals. First pitch is high with a fastball at 96. And it's 1-0. 2 singles and a double last night for Yelich. Went 3 for 5 after going 2 for 4 on Memorial Day with a home run. May brings home the 1-0 pitch, and that is up and away with a cutter. 2 balls and no strikes. It's been a tough start to the year for Dustin May. 3-5. With an even 5 ERA. He's made 10 starts, has allowed just 5 home runs. 2-0 pitch. Rolled foul up the first base line. It's 2-1. but not getting a ton of strikeouts and not walking a lot of guys. He's giving up a lot of just plain old contact. 60 hits allowed over 54 innings for Dustin May to start this season. Here's the 2-1 to Yelich. And a swing and a miss over the top of a sweeper. It's even now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Quick Trip Around the Bases presented by Mars Wrigley. And today's contestant in the Quick Trip Around the Bases is Matthew Ghani of Manitowoc. 2-2 pitch. Yelich pokes that one foul back behind home plate. And it stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. If the Brewers score in the first inning, Matthew will win a $100 Quick Trip gift card, compliments of Mars Wrigley and Quick Trip. May looks in through his glove and works out of the windup here. The 2-2 delivery to Yelich. Swung on and fouled straight back into the net. He'll stay at 2 balls and 2 strikes, and Yelich putting together a lengthy at bat here to lead things off in the bottom of the first, which is what you want your leadoff man to do. This will be the 7th pitch of the sequence. May kicks and delivers, and a swing and a foul straight back, and Yelich hanging in there. Dustin May's been around a long time. Big part of that Dodgers younger group of pitchers when they were winning the World Series in the COVID year in 2020. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Yelich, and he sprays that one foul and out of play, third base side. Stays at 2-2. But the Brewers just have not faced him. Just one career start against the Brewers. It was here at American Family Field back in 2021. Didn't go so great. More of an opener type of situation for him on that day. Lengthy battle here. Here comes the 9th pitch of this at bat. And a swing and a miss. Got him with a sweeper. He strikes out Yelich. Yelich goes deep into the count, but May ultimately wins. One away for Jackson Chourio. Cardinals in their road grays. Brewers with their home cream uniforms here today. Chourio's gone 1 for 6 in this series, hitting .280 on the year, a home run, 5 driven in. May's first offering to Jackson is in there with a strike and a fastball at 97. And it's 0-1. A 1 pitch. That missed outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Should correct myself. Wasn't an opener situation. He left with an injury. Billy McKinney. Remember Billy McKinney? He was at the plate when May exited with that arm injury back in 2021 when he faced the Brewers here at this ballpark. 1-1 pitch. That is a strike. At the very bottom of the strike zone. Jackson not so sure. A sinker at 98 from May. Might have clipped the very bottom. It is 1-2. May's stuff looks good in terms of velo. This is the guy he was back with the Dodgers in terms of stuff. There's a nasty sweeper down and away and a swing and a miss from Chourio. And it's back-to-back strikeouts start up this bottom of the first inning for Dustin May against the Crew. So here's Bryce Terang. Hitting .282 on the year, 7 home runs, 30 driven in on the season for Bryce. Give you the umpires. Tyler Jones at first base today. Clint Bondrak at second base. Adam Hammerys at third. Todd Teichner is the home plate umpire, also the crew chief. Tyler Jones, I hope he just rented an apartment in Milwaukee. He's been here for a week. First offering to Terang is hit foul back into the net. It's 0-1. He was on the previous crew that was here Friday through Monday. The other 3 left town. He stayed and joined this crew for the final 2 games of this series. Tyler Jones. May brings home the 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball missed way outside. It is 1-1 on Terang. Cardinals defensively, Torres in left, Scott the second in center. Jordan Walker the right fielder. Nolan Gorman at third. Big arm with Mason Wim at short. Weatherholt the second baseman. Burleson at first, and Pages does the catching for the Cardinals. 1-1. Turang took outside. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Brewers have may work a little bit here in this inning. Remember, Yelich had the 9-pitch at bat, just 4 pitches to Churio. But Turang ahead for the time being in this count at 2 balls and 1 strike. May delivers, and Bryce took down and in, and it goes to 3-1. So a pretty good count to try to do some damage if you're Bryce Turang here. Bryce just 3 for 16 on this homestand. That means a big stretch is just around the corner for Bryce. May's 3-1 pitch. That is a strike right down the middle, and it's a full count now at 3-2. Fastball at 98. Kind of a free and easy 98 from Dustin May. The big red beard, the red lettuce out of the back of the cap. Three-two pitch to Turang. Swing and a miss. Struck him out with a sweeper, and he strikes out the side in the bottom of the first. Pretty impressive from Dustin May. We go to the second inning. No score on the Brewers Radio Network. Presented by American Family Insurance.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs, or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker, too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
This is Modelo Especial, a full-flavored golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste from start to finish. Brewed with time, effort, and determination to get the balance just right. Because when a beer is made right, you can feel it. Modelo Especial, the model for everyday beer. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
At DSW, we ask the important questions, like, what shoes are you going to wear? Whether you're prepping for wedding season, festival season, or just planning the ultimate vacay, the right shoes can make or break an RSVP. So own the moment. You've got big plans, and we've got just the shoes. At the perfect price, of course. Get ready to get ready.
Visit northshore.com.
We go to the second inning. No score. Brewers and Cardinals. Jordan Walker to lead things off for St. Louis. Chad Patrick back out there after a 1-2-3 first inning. The finale of this 3-game series here today. Patrick's first offering to Walker is a check swing, but a strike anyway on a cutter. On the outside edge, it's 0-1. Brewers have pitched Walker very well in this series to this point, just 1 for 8. The hit came last night in his last at bat. It was an infield single. Patrick's 0-1 pitch, and this is a liner into right. That's going to get down for a base hit. Hit it off the very end of the bat on a cutter away, and that's where you have to go with that pitch if you're Jordan Walker. The leadoff man is aboard for the Cardinals. That's the first base runner of this game, and that'll get Nolan Gorman to the plate for St. Louis. No action in the Brewers bullpen, so this inning appears to be about Chad Patrick for the time being. Again, Pat Murphy telling me on the pregame show that he could go as long as 3 today. He went 4 out of the pen to finish up that game in Minneapolis a week and a half ago. Tossed to first, back in time as Walker. So he's stretched out enough to go a little deeper than an opener would in this game. This is more of a bullpen day than an opener situation for the Brewers here this afternoon. Nolan Gorman still awaiting the first pitch. Patrick brings it home, and it's a swing and a miss. It's 0-1. This inning being brought to you by Tsunami Express Car Wash. Keep your ride shining between games this baseball season at Tsunami Express. with an experience that's fast, easy, and fun. Tsunami Express Car Wash, the official car wash of the Milwaukee Brewers. 0-1 pitch, and this is a soft liner into center for a base hit. Walker's going to put the brakes on at second base, and the Cardinals have their first two on here to start up this second inning. So a little bit of trouble here for Chad Patrick. Remember, it was the third inning last night when Kyle Harrison gave up back-to-back singles and then retired the next three batters and got out of the inning. Chad Patrick trying to do something similar here this afternoon against St. Louis. Set the Brewers for you defensively. Churio in left, Mitchell in center, Frelick is in right, Rengifo, the third baseman. Hamilton gets the nod at shortstop today, Terang at second, Bowers at first, Contreras does the catching. Here's Mason Wynn. First offering to Win is a chopper to third. Rengifo stays back on. He's going to go to second for one. On to first in time. A 5-4-3 double play. Just what the doctor ordered for Chad Patrick. Now, Rengifo had a couple of options there. He could have just taken it to the third base bag and then thrown across if he wanted to. He elected to go to second and start up the 5-4-3. Brewers won't complain. Now Walker at third with two outs. And Brian Torres is the batter. Double plays presented by Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee, the Midwest's #1 entertainment destination. First pitch to Torres is a little high. It's 1-0. Slots, dining, sportsbook, poker, live entertainment. It's all here. There are endless ways to win. I don't think there was time to try to turn a triple play in that scenario for Rengifo. He was probably two steps from the third base bag. 1-0 pitch. That's in there for a strike. It's 1-1. But I think he had multiple options to get two outs out of that, Josh. He might have been able to go to third and then throw across, but I think you're traditionally thinking about going to second to start up that double play, and that's where he was at. And so he gets the two outs one way or another. The 1-1 pitch missed inside, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, I think he could have stepped on third. I mean, the only difference is it'd be a runner at, in that scenario, second base and two out versus the runner at third base.
And it's just a little less traditional. You don't probably practice that play as much as you do fielding the ground ball, going to second base, and definitely not something I would consider a mistake at all. Got the double play regardless. 2-1 pitch is popped up. This one on the left side of the infield. Rengifo drifting out onto the grass. He'll make the catch. And after the first two reach against Chad Patrick, he puts up a 0. The double play ball is friend. We go to the bottom of 2. No score on the Brewers Radio Network, presented by American Family Insurance.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs, or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
This is Modelo Especial, a full-flavored golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste from start to finish. Brewed with time, effort, and determination to get the balance just right. Because when a beer is made right, you can feel it. Modelo Especial, the model for everyday beer. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
In baseball, great teams know one thing: smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today.
No score as we go to the bottom of the second inning. Big double play ball turned And started up by Luis Rengifo in the top of the second inning to help Chad Patrick work around the first two batters of the inning collecting singles. Cardinals strand a runner in the top of the second. Now here's William Contreras, the Brewers cleanup hitter today. Clean up any home damage with Loyal Family, located in Muskego, serving southeastern Wisconsin and across the state. Don't let the out-of-towners handle it. Call locally owned Loyal Family Renovations for a free inspection today. Dustin May brings home the first pitch, and a fly ball into right center field. Racing in, though, is Jordan Walker to make the catch. And there's one away. Contreras trying to pick on that first pitch. That was a cutter away, and again got it off the end of the bat just a little bit. Not hit hard. One away for Jake Bauers, who homered last night, his 8th of the season. What a season Jake Bauers is putting together. This is a great story. Maybe in some ways, Josh, an underappreciated story. There's so many great stories with the 2026 Brewers so far. First pitch to Bauers is way inside. It almost hit him. In fact, it did. Clipped him in the foot. So Bauers hit by the pitch, and he'll be awarded first base. He's there with one out. Hit batters sponsored by Habish, and Rotier. Being hit at the plate or in a car can be a serious matter. Habish, and Rotier is Wisconsin strong for 95 years with 13 statewide locations. Habish, and Rotier, national reputation, hometown service. So here's Garrett Mitchell. One on and one away. Brewers have their first base runner of this game. May's first pitch is high with a fastball, and it's 1-0. Mitchell homered last night. He's driven in 4 in this series. And as we were talking about last night, he's in a really good stretch of baseball. Last 8 games hitting .360, 2 home runs. 1-0 pitch is a half swing and a miss. Had a cutter down and in, and it's 1-1. Mitchell hitting .234, 3 home runs. He's driven in 28. May up over 20 pitches. Number 24 is in there for a strike on a fastball at 96. And it's 1-2 on Garrett. Bauers at first with one away. Still quiet in the Brewers bullpen, so it appears Chad Patrick will go out there. I think the Brewers will ask him to go through this lineup at least one time. 1-2 pitch. Mitchell sprays it foul and out of play third base side. 10 for ID on the Brewers Radio Network. One ball and 2 strikes on Garrett Mitchell. May brings home the pitch and swung on and fouled straight back, and he stays alive. With Josh Maurer and Ken Sommerfeld, Lane Grindle with you here this afternoon from American Family Field. Roof is mostly open. I would say 60% open, maybe a little bit more than that here today. One ball and 2 strikes on Mitchell. No score here, bottom of the second inning. Garrett hits one foul and out of play down the third base line. Stays at 1-2.
This seems to be the preferred day game roof setup the last couple of seasons, where you just keep it closed over right field.
Right now you got shadows engulfing probably 60% of the field. Toss to first, back in time is Bauers. Kind of an awkward dive back into the bag by Jake, and I think he's going to go replace the divot where his cleat caught as he dove back in. Spencer Allen was over there to check on him. He was a little slow to get up. I think he's okay, though. May brings home the pitch, missed inside. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Right now you've got Scott, the center fielder, standing in a sliver of sunlight. Torres, the left fielder, completely in sunlight. Gorman is a step into the sunlight. Everybody else is in the shade. Batter, pitcher in the shade. 2-2. Swing and a miss. There's that sweeper. That's been a big pitch for May in the first couple of innings. His 4th strikeout. And there are 2 away now for Luis Rengifo. Award-winning Pine River cheese spread. It goes with anything. Love to spread it on a Usinger brat or any of the Usinger sausages. Maybe the spicy beer spread. Maybe the jalapeno that Kent had going last night during the 7th inning. There's a bunch of different great pine over cheese spread flavors that you can pick from. First pitch to Rengifo, swing and a miss at the cutter. It's 0-1. Of course, after you finish that off, you got to try a scoop of creamy cedar crust ice cream. Maybe the Lane Grindle approved caramel collision or the frozen custard, the perfect topping for anything. No balls and 1 strike on Rengifo. The pitch missed low with a cutter, and it's even up now. 1 ball and 1 strike. 0-0 ball game. Bottom of the 2nd inning here at American Family Field. May working out of the stretch, comes set at the belt. Holds and now brings home the pitch, and that's a ground ball. One hops the glove of Gorman at third. He finds it in the breadbasket defensively and then throws across in time to retire Rengifo. And the inning is over. Brewers strand a runner. We go to the 3rd. No score on the Brewers Radio Network, presented by American Family Insurance.
From the skyline to the...
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs? Or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
This is Modelo Especial, a full-flavored golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste from start to finish. Brewed with time, effort, and determination to get the balance just right. Because when a beer is made right, you can feel it. Modelo Especial, the model for everyday beer. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
In baseball, great teams know one thing: smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today.
No score as we go to the 3rd inning here at American Family Field, and stepping into the play-by-play, here's Josh Mauer.
Thank you, Lane. Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're having a great middle of your work week. Pedro Pages, the catcher, is going to lead things off here. 8-9-1 against Chad Patrick. He does, as you said, go back out for a 3rd inning. Pages takes a strike. That was a cutter over the inside corner. Second game of the series that Pages has been the catcher. You may have noticed that on Monday we were calling him Pages. John Rooney, our pregame guest in the On Deck show today, corrected us. He is now going by Pages, spelled like the American word pages. Right-handed batter, very good defensive catcher. The 0-1 line drive to second, bunny hop and a catch by Bryce Terang. Hard hit, but Bryce up off his feet, reached out and snagged it backhanded. That was 105 miles an hour off the bat. One out. Patrick has gotten 7 outs in his return to the starter's role, and that'll bring to the plate Victor Scott II. Then J.J. Weatherholt due up. Scoreless game. The speedster Scott hitting 197 with a couple of home runs. First pitch chopped foul up first baseline this 3rd inning, brought to you by Citgo. Whether you're crossing the state line or just going cross town, Club Citgo can save you money on every fill up along the way, like 3 cents off every gallon every day. When you start with Citgo, you're good to go. 0-1 the pitch. Just a little bit outside with a fastball. Saw Chad hit 97 on the radar gun earlier. That was 95. And he's only thrown 22 pitches. Bullpen is quiet. The 1-1. Scott tips foul into Contreras' mitt.
He's kind of been in that Chad Patrick reliever attack mode, which I think is what the Brewers wanted him to be. He's been aggressive.
We like bullpen Chad Patrick, and that's kind of what we've seen thus far.
Bullpen Chad Pat. It's a thing.
Bullpen CP. Victor Scott with a 1-2 count. Patrick throws down and in. That's the breaking ball to the lefty. The reason that the Brewers needed to do this bullpen game today, this is essentially Logan Henderson's spot in the rotation. He's on the IL. 2-2 down at his feet. Skipped back out of the way. It's a full count on Scott. Henderson's going to be out at least a couple of weeks with a back issue. That was announced yesterday. Coleman Crow came up, but he's going to start on Friday in Houston. So the Brewers essentially right now have just 4 starters active. The 3-2 coming outside. He lost him. It was a cutter. Well, he had Scott 1 and 2, and then he missed with 3 straights. So 1 out walk. Victor Scott, who has 7 steals this year, aboard for the top of the order. And here comes J.J. Weatherholt. First walk issued by Patrick. Scoreless game here in the 3rd. Brewers trying for the sweep. Weatherholt flew out lazily into right field to begin the ball game. Tough man to double up. Infield is at double play depth. And there's a called strike with a cutter. Heading to a Brewers game, Potawatomi Sportsbook will get you here. Make any purchase or same-day bet for a shuttle wristband. Space is limited. Visit Potawatomi.com for details. Patrick at the belt, 0-1. Swing and a miss. Got the fastball by the rookie. 0-2. Weatherholt 1 for 8 this series. These teams have played a couple of series here in the month of May against one another. Thrown first by Patrick, checking on Victor Scott. He dives in safely. Bowers did not try to slap a tag on him. Would have been a waste of effort. Couple of series in 3 weeks. They split 2 games. Rain abbreviated earlier in St. Louis. 0-2 pitch. Weatherholt took inside on a fastball. It was 96 miles an hour. It was close. I think if Contreras had challenged, he would have won.
Yeah.
Would have just caught the inside corner. It's so hard to judge. 1-2. I mean, it was a matter of centimeters. 1 on, 1 out, 1-2. That's inside. That was close also. 2-2. I think that was a little further in. Yeah, it was. Brewers have a 5-game series coming up early July at Busch Stadium against these guys. 2-2. Now the pitch. Flied into deep right field. This is trouble. Back on it goes Frelick onto the edge of the warning track. Now right in front of the wall. He made the catch. Just stayed in for J.J. Weatherholt. And back to first goes Victor Scott. There are 2 outs. He had about 2 steps before Sal reached that right field fence in front of the Cardinals bullpen. Ballpark held it.
A ball hit at 103 off the bat to right field doesn't stay in the ballpark very often here.
Patrick glad it did. Here's Ivan Herrera, and he shoots a foul coming back up over the screen and over our heads. Grounded out to the pitcher, his first time up. You got 5 games coming up early July, right before the All-Star break in St. Louis. And how about this? The next game that the Cardinals play here is going to be the last series of the season. Throw to first, and Scott dives in safely.
Yeah, Brewers have that long road trip, and then they come back here for one final series.
At the very end. It's the next time we'll see the Cardinals in this ballpark.
The way the Cardinals are playing, that could mean something.
These are the top 2 teams in the division coming into the day. The 0-1 pitch. Herrera took it upstairs on a fastball.
We've come to expect it to mean something for the Brewers at the end of the year. Cardinals haven't had that luxury the last handful of seasons, but they look like they've got things figured out this year.
Scuffling a bit at the moment, really just for the last week. 1-5. 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a high cutter. And Herrera hit it straight back into the screen, so it's 1-2.
Yeah, two of those are against one of the hottest teams in baseball right now with the Brewers, which probably plays into that a little bit too, right?
Yeah, the Pirates also beat them in a series. They're playing well. Scott at first, 2 out. Patrick trying to finish a third scoreless inning. The 1-2. Tipped foul. Got a piece of the fastball, did Ivan Herrera. Cardinals have only scored 1 run this series. That's been the story. Over the first 2 wins, Brewers 11-1 total. The only run they got, it was the one that broke up Jacob Mizorowski's near-record consecutive innings scoreless streak. And this guy drove it in, Herrera, with a very soft ground out. That's it. That's all they got. 1-2. Patrick has his sign from Contreras. Here comes the pitch. Upstairs on a cutter. It's 2-2. There's still no action in the bullpen.
You know, Pat Murphy has talked about these types of situations with some of his relievers that have length, and he likes the unpredictability of it for the opponent.
2-2. There goes Scott. Pitch. Line drive into center for a base hit. Scott will never break stride. He'll go all the way to third as Mitchell throws it in. It's a single for Ivan Herrera, and here's another good chance for St. Louis. Ball was smoked, and you got him on the corners with 2 out for one of their best RBI men, Alec Burleson. Second only to Jordan Walker on the team in runs batted in is the big left-handed hitter. Cardinals looking for a big 2-out swing. They lead from the corners. Burleson grounded out his first time. Patrick's pitch. Swing and a miss. Kept the cutter out away from him. Cardinals have now had a couple of base runners in consecutive innings. Patrick trying to keep the run total at 0. The 0-1. Swing and a miss again. Fastball elevated, and he got it by him. 95 on the gun. It's 0-2. Burleson 1 for 9 in the series. They've pitched him well. This guy's a good hitter, though. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Elevated. That was up at the shoulders of Big Burleson. He chased it, and Patrick puts him away on 3 straight pitches. Big strikeout to retire the side and keep it scoreless after the top of the 3rd. That is the first ortho ASAP strikeout for Chad Patrick. They say don't strike out. Get back to the active lifestyle you want. See a specialist today at orthowisconsin.com. No score, bottom 3 on the Brewers Radio Network, presented by American Family Insurance.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
It's the baby. It's your first baby. It's pretty incredible standing here among all of our guys. This is why this has all happened. It's a tough game, obviously, the way they came from behind. We kind of regrouped during the rain delay, and this group never quit, just like they had just said.
That's Joe Madden after the Chicago Cubs won the 2016 World Series. Catch the next great moment on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
A cool and crisp Modelo tastes good. But you know what tastes even better? That survived the evening rush Modelo. That post-12-hour shift Modelo. That fought for every rebound Modelo. That just clocked out on a Friday Modelo. That Modelo you earned is just better.
On bank.
Scoreless game, bottom of the third begins with Sal Frelick in the box and taking a letter-high strike from Dustin May, who has been very impressive through 2 scoreless and hitless innings. He's got 4 strikeouts already, does May. He'll face 8, 9, and 1 in the Brewers order. Frelick, Hamilton, and Yelich. No score. The 0-1. Inside corner, strike 2. That was a cutter to Sal, whose average has fallen down to 220. 3 homers, 18 driven in. Did get a hit last night. Right-hander Dustin May's 0-2 pitch. Hit on the ground softly to the shortstop. Mason wins, got it easily. Then he throws out Sal by about 10 steps, but catcher's interference was called. So forget all that. Sal gets first base. I was wondering why he wasn't running. It's because he knew he hit the catcher's net.
Runners awarded first base.
Hey, good use of the mic there by Todd Tichenor to let everybody in the ballpark know what happened. Hey, he didn't run. He's done it again.
Mr. Catcher's interference strikes on an 0-2 pitch. Just made a little bit of contact with Pedro Page's mitts.
Designated catcher's interference guy. He's going to be on the All-MLB team, and it's a new position.
David Hamilton up there squares the bunt, pulls back, takes outside, ball 1. That's 5 this season, I believe, for Sal, which actually feels low.
That's 3 thus far, Shooter.
Goes down as an E2 if you're scoring. Hamilton will try to move him up, nobody out. Not bunting, and he takes a strike over the outside corner, does David, who is 0 for 10 during the homestand. Batting at .227 this season. No homers. He's driven in 8, stole 10 bases. The best bunter for base hits in baseball. 1-1. Swings and pops it up. Second baseman J.J. Weatherhold on the retreat out onto the outfield grass makes the catch. Surprised he didn't bunt there. Just kind of bluffed one on the first pitch. Then he was swinging away. So Sal at first with 1 out for Yelich. Just like the Brewers trust their top relievers in the biggest moments, patients should trust Wisconsin Dental Association member dentists when their smile is on the line. Find a dentist at WDA.org. Yelich struck out after a lengthy battle to begin the outing for May. 1-on-1 out, scoreless bottom 3, and he flies one to center. This will be a play for Victor Scott. Saunters back maybe 2 or 3 steps and makes the catch in the sunlight. 2 out. Ball's really not carrying very well today, it doesn't appear. That sounded pretty good. It didn't go very far. Relatively. Much further than if I had hit it.
Oh, really?
It's all relative.
Hey, you'd be pretty pleased with that.
You're not kidding.
Man, did you see me get into that one?
Now Jackson Chourio. So 2 out after the catcher's interference. May's pitch is right down the middle for a called strike. Jackson also a strikeout victim his first time. Dustin May trying to finish 3 scoreless and hitless innings. 0-1. Swing and a miss at the cutter, and it's 0-2. Carbless is a proud partner of the Brewers. Premium ready-to-drink cocktails, 0 carbs, sugar, and gluten. Find it at the ballpark or your local retailer. Carbless, less is more. 0-2 the pitch. Down low that time on a breaking ball, the sweeper. Hey, the bullpen's still quiet. Chad Patrick's going to get a 4th inning here today. See if they can give him a lead. Runner at first and 2 out in the 3rd. May turns and throws to first, and Frelick belly flops safely back in. Dustin May was ultimately meant to be a Cardinal. You know why?
Because he's got red hair?
That's it. Red hair, red beard, matches the uniform almost. 1-2 pitch right down the middle. Strike three called. That was 98 miles an hour. For the red-bearded right-hander, and Churio strikes out again. And May has been untouchable through the first 3 innings. We go to the 4th, and it's 0-0 on the Brewers Radio Network, presented by American Family Insurance.
Step up to the plate. It's
finding a gift people will actually use isn't always easy. That's why Notability makes it such a thoughtful one, especially for students, educators, creatives, or anyone juggling ideas, classes, meetings, or everyday life. Notability helps keep notes, recordings, documents, and ideas connected in one place, making it easier to revisit important information later. You can handwrite notes, type, annotate PDFs, and record and transcribe lectures or meetings all alongside your notes. Give a gift they'll actually keep using with Notability. Go to notability.com/gift and use code LISTEN25 at checkout to get 25% off.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker, too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
This is Modelo Especial, a full-flavored golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste from start to finish. Brewed with time, effort, and determination to get the balance just right. Because when a beer is made right, you can feel it. Modelo Especial.
Well, a 4th inning for today's starting pitcher, Chad Patrick. It is 0-0. He's going to have to deal with some tough hitters, and going to start with Jordan Walker up there, who singled his first time up. Cardinals cleanup batter takes a strike at the knees. Good cutter. I think one of the reasons Pat Murphy would stay with him, he only threw 40 pitches to get through 3 innings. It's not fully stretched out after being in the pen the last couple weeks, but 40's all right. Here's fly ball poked into shallow right field, and that's going to fall. Base hit. A little bleeder that dies on the grass in front of Sal Frelick for Jordan Walker. And he has led off an inning with a single twice. That's one where you just have to kind of look up to the heavens and say, darn it. It was a really nice pitch. Up. Kind of tied up Jordan Walker, but he's so strong. He muscled it out there. 1 on, nobody out for Nolan Gorman. And the pitch, outside and high, ball 1. Cardinals have all 4 hits in today's game thus far. Gorman's got one of those. He's singled back in that 2nd inning. Brewers have not swept the Cardinals in this ballpark in 5 years. That's what they're trying to do today. Patrick's cutter is low and away, and it's 2-0. A 4-game sweep in September of 2021. It's the last time the Brewers were able to break out the brooms against this division rival here. 1 on, none out. The 2-0 lifted foul out of play down the left field line by Nolan Gorman. Retired veterans turn to Network Health for affordable and reliable health plans tailored to meet your needs. Find the coverage you need and health plan experience you want with Network Health. Learn more, networkhealth.com/veterans. 2-1. Gorman fouls the sinker back into the screen. Count is even 2-2. Related topic. Jim Zubarik was our hero of the game. Honored by the Brewers on the dugouts. U.S. Army veteran Jim Zubarik. Vietnam veteran. 2 tours of duty. 2-2. Walker takes his lead. Patrick is set, and he throws. Swing and a miss. 96 on the fastball. Strikes out Gorman. So So there's the first out in the fourth for Chad. It's only his second ortho ASAP strikeout. He's pitched to contact. Shane Drowan is now starting to get loose. William Contreras, as Mason Wynn is striding up towards home plate, is going to go visit with Patrick. Potawatomi Sportsbook trip to the mound with wall-to-wall screens, elite dining, and over 95 kiosks. It's a fan's dream. Potawatomi Sportsbook, become a legend. I think part of this is, hey, this is your last batter. You can empty the tank, so to speak, here. With Drowan, the left-hander, getting loose, and Torres, a left-handed batter, on deck. So the Brewers likely to ask one more out of Chad Patrick here. This spot starts, beginning a bullpen day. Mason Wynn grounded into a big double play a couple of innings ago. The 1-on-1 out in the fourth. Now the pitch. Just a little bit outside. 96 on the gun. 1-0 on Wynn, who's 0 for 8 in the series. Brewers have just pitched these Cardinals so well. One run is all St. Louis has scored in the series. The 1-0, swing and a miss. Cutter in on the hands of Mason Wynn. Our drive around the league presented by Construction Business Group, Wisconsin operating engineers and trusted contractors, building Wisconsin together. The other action in the Central will be tonight, including the Cubs, Pirates, 5:40. Throw to first to check on Jordan Walker. He's safe on a headfirst dive. Game 3 of 4 in that series. Pirates have won the first 2. I'm sure you know that because the Cubs have lost 10 in a row. Jamison Tyone, Bubba Chandler, the matchup tonight at PNC. Here's the 1-1. Wynn swings through the sinker at the knees. Good motion on a 96-mile-an-hour pitch from Chad Patrick. 1-2. Cubs mimicking 1987 team streak from the Brewers. 10 game-winning streaks and losing streaks this year. 1-2. Tip foul into Contreras' mitt. Elevated cutter. Struck him out. Chad Patrick getting tough. Back-to-back strikeouts here. Mason Wynn goes down. Contreras holding on to the foul tip. Ortho ASAP. And I think just seeing how Patrick appears to be getting a little stronger here these last couple of hitters. They're going to stay with the right-hander to face the left-handed hitting Brian Torres. Walker still at first in the pitch. Inside corner. A 95-mile-an-hour sinker. Shane Drowan is still throwing in that Brewers bullpen. No score here in the fourth. Torres popped out his first time. Takes up and away, 1-1. 2 for 8 in the series, Brian Torres. This is only his 5th major league game. He toiled in the minors and the independent leagues for a long time. Wide open stance for the left-handed hitter. The 1-1 upstairs. Try to backdoor a cutter. Might have caught the plate, but it was high, and so it's 2-1. Brian Torres actually was originally signed by the Brewers out of Puerto Rico all the way back in 2015. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Again going up the ladder right near the shoulders on a fastball. 2-2. Brian Torres is a great story of baseball perseverance. He was in the Brewers organization 5 years. He never got out of the Pioneer League. In fact, Nestor Corredor was his manager. A couple of years in the Pioneer League. Walker at first, the 2-2. Popped foul, third base side. Rengifo giving it a long run, but the ball will land right before the netting. Uncaught. Just wasn't in the air long enough for Luis to catch up to it. Remains 2-2. I was mentioning this about Torres last night, if you were listening. Before the Cardinals signed him, he had gone to the independent league Milwaukee Milkmen. He's a milkman for 2 years in these parts. Now up in the bigs. 2-2 pitch down and in. 96 mile-an-hour sinker, so full counts. Pedro Pages on deck. Then we'll have an action pitch here. Jordan Walker will be in motion off of first. So Bowers moves to play behind him. 3-2 on Torres. Patrick ready, and he deals. And it's lined down the right field line. Fair ball into the corner, and Torres will give the Cardinals the lead. Scoring all the way from first is Walker. Torres is on his way to third. He'll get there without a throw. Wow, great story for this rookie. And he's hit a triple that puts St. Louis in front 1-0, their first lead of the series. 3-2 cutter right down Broadway, and he pulled it into that right field corner. By the time Frelick could get over to get it, you knew that the runner who was off in motion on the pitch was going to score no problem, and you also knew that Torres had a great chance to get 3 out of it. He did, no relay. So here's Pages. They'll stay with Patrick for another batter with a righty up. And the pitch at the top of the zone for a strike. Brian Torres, now in his 5 major league games, sitting almost 350. And again, as I said, a story of perseverance. 0-1. Swing and a miss at a cutter. And it's 0-2 on the catcher Pages, who lined out last inning. It's only 1-0. Patrick still one good pitch away from getting into the dugout with 4 innings completed here today. This is a big out to get. Tried to strand a runner at third base. Chad has his sign and his set. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Elevated that fastball. 96 on the gun, and he blew away Pages. Patrick strikes out the side. 3 ortho ASAP Ks, but in between those, he had the big swing from the rookie Brian Torres. A go-ahead RBI triple, 1-0 Cardinals to the bottom of the 4th on the Brewers Radio Network, presented by American Family Insurance.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
This is Modelo Especial, a full-flavored golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste from start to finish. Brewed with time, effort, and determination to get the balance just right. Because when a beer is made right, you can feel it. Modelo Especial, the model for everyday beer. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
In baseball, great teams know one thing: smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with BREW Less Lethal. BREW Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. BREW is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit BREW.com today. That's
Real World. Steel. It's the middle of the order coming up. Terang, Contreras, and Bowers. Brewers chasing a run. 1-0 Cardinals, and Dustin May's pitch to Bryce Terang is at the top of the zone for a strike. He struck out his first time. Dustin May has 5 punch-outs. Hasn't given up a hit as yet. And here it comes, 0-1. Outside. 1-1 on Terang. Looking for his first hit of the series. Bryce 0 for 7. Those don't last long normally. Offers for this guy. Maya, lanky right-handed hurler. 1-1. Low. Challenged.
The catcher is challenging the pitch.
From Pajes. And he's going to win it. That was very easily a strike, actually. Thought Tishner just missed it. So it's going to be 1-2.
Pitch is a strike. St. Louis has 2 remaining.
Command's been very sharp for Dustin May. Kicks into the windup, and now the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Sweeper down at the back foot of Terang. He has struck out both Churio and Terang each time he's faced them. That's not easy to do. That's how sharp he's been thus far. That'll bring up Contreras. Safe driving tip comes from Schneider and their professional truck drivers. Ready? Got your pen out. Save the tailgating for the parking lot before the game. On the road, keep a safe following distance to avoid accidents. There you go. Contreras takes a strike on the outside corner, 96 miles an hour. One out, no base runners. Gorgeous afternoon. The pitch is grounded to second base. Very easy for J.J. Weatherhold to step to his left to gobble it up, throw out William. 2 down. There were a few wispy clouds overhead when we began. Not so at the moment, just bright blue skies. We have been blessed with just about perfect weather since Sunday. Temperatures getting up near 80 degrees. The Brewers will hit the road for 3. Very quick trip to Houston over the weekend after a day off tomorrow. Now Jake Bauers, 2 out. May trying for a 4th hitless inning. And he misses outside with a curveball. One of the 2 men to reach base thus far this afternoon is Bauers. He was hit by a pitch in the foot. It was 2 innings ago. 1-0 Cardinals. And the 1-0. Strike. Cutter came through the back door to the outside corner. This was the first time since we were in Minneapolis, Lane, that the Brewers didn't score first in any game. It's just crazy. They've been front running. 1-1 is high. It's 98.
It's a lot of baseball in between that and now.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to look at a 1-0 score and the Brewers aren't ahead. That's how well they've played early in these games. And RBI triple from Torres in the top of the inning opened the scoring. 2-1 pitch, swung through. High heater. 2-2.
May's stuff's been really good today. The sweeper's been really good. The velo has been in that upper 90s. A few curveballs he's tried to throw, he hasn't maybe located, but the sweeper and the fastball probably have been enough so far.
And he's only thrown 53 pitches. Trying to finish the 4th inning here. 2-2 on Bauers. The right-hander kicks and he deals and he paints right over the outside corner. 99 miles an hour, strike 3. Bauers caught with the bat on his shoulders. 2 more strikeouts. Another 1-2-3 inning. Those might have been the most impressive first 4 innings we've seen in weeks from an opposing pitcher, May. We go to the 5th, 1-0 St. Louis. Brewers Radio Network presented by American Family Insurance.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with BREW Less Lethal. BREW Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. BREW is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit BRNA.com today. That's BYRNA, BRNA.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to BRNA.com to check availability at your location.
I'd finally have time to reread my favorite fantasy book.
Dig deeper. We're imagining winning the New York lottery here.
Okay, I'd build my own reading nook right where the sun hits.
You're getting warmer.
The French sun. I'll buy a villa in Marseille. Wait, what's the French word for sun?
I don't know, Kathy. You're the reader.
Okay, I'll hire a tutor to learn the French word for sun, then the words to negotiate real estate, then I'll buy my own French library.
And to think you just wanted to reread them.
Shane Drowan is going to take over on the mound after 4 innings from Chad Patrick today. 1-0 Cardinals into the 5th. And back on the mic, here's Lane Grindle.
All right, thank you, Josh. The speedy Victor Scott leads things off for St. Louis. And the first pitch from Drowan, a fastball at 95 that paints the outside corner. And it's 0-1. The pitch is low with a slider. 1 ball and 1 strike. 9-1-2 for the Cardinals here in this top of the 5th inning. So Scott, then Weatherholt, and then Herrera scheduled to hit. Patrick's day is done after 4 innings. Gave up the 1 run on a total of 5 hits over the course of this game. Here's a tapper foul behind home plate, and it's 1-2. Chad got out of some trouble in the 2nd and 3rd innings, and then finally gave up the RBI triple to Torres in the 4th, and the Cardinals have opened the scoring in this one. Dustin May's been really good on the mound so far for St. Louis. Drowan's pitch is upstairs. They appeal to 3rd. Adam Hammery says he didn't go. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Scott. Drowan has been really reliable for Pat Murphy out of the bullpen of late. 2-2's ground ball to second base. Routine hops out to Terang, throws to first and retires Scott. And there's one away here in the Cardinals half of the 5th inning. Leinenkugel's Summer Shandy is a refreshing ice beer with natural lemonade flavor. Leinenkugel's, flavor the moment. Drowan through Sunday against the Dodgers gave up a couple of runs over 3 innings. First offering is a liner into left center field. It is slicing away from Mitchell. He'll get there on a hop to collect it. Here's the play at second base. It's cut off. And so Weatherholt with a double. And he is aboard with 1 out for Ivan Herrera, picking on the first pitch from Drowan. He got a middle fastball, and he hit it very hard. 106 off the bat. And as we told you, slicing away from Mitchell. And a pretty easy double when it was all over for J.J. Weatherholt. Now Drowan will have to work around a little trouble with 1 out here. Dangerous hitter in Ivan Herrera, who is 1 for 2 this afternoon and has 2 hits in the series at the plate. Right-handed hitter. Weatherholt dancing away from second. Now Drowan brings home the pitch, and he nailed the very bottom of the strike zone with his slider. It's 0-1. Drowan 2-1 with a 2.84 ERA over the course of 10 previous appearances. Swung on and fouled straight back into the net. It is no balls and 2 strikes.
Pat Murphy was impressed with Drowan, even though he gave up those runs against the Dodgers Sunday. Remember, that was the game where in 2 pitches there were 2 big swings. And then he settled down, got 9 outs right after that.
Got the next 9. 0-2 pitch. Chopper foul, third base side, and Herrera down in a heap at the plate. That went off of the lower body, and he is in some pain, grabbing his left ankle. He's still on the ground. It was a breaking ball down and in. Big curveball. He fouled it right off the very top of his foot, and he is in some major pain right now. He's still sitting down and has not really attempted to get up yet. Now I think he's going to try to stand up, put a little weight on it, and see how it feels. It'll be no balls and 2 strikes. He's trying to walk on it. Boy, he is ginger right now. He is grimacing in a lot of pain. The trainer out there, Ollie Marmol, is out there with him as well. And he keeps reaching down. He has some protective gear over the top of that foot, but it's not enough. You foul a pitch off like that. Now he's trying to do a little running in place just to see if he can even put weight on it, on his load when he gets his foot down. And he says he's fine to continue. Kind of running in place a little bit, just trying to get some blood flowing down on that foot. Man, I mean, that is a direct shot right on top of the foot, almost where the foot and the ankle come together. That is a lot of bone that's catching. But he's going to resume the at-bat. Weatherholt is at second. There's one away. Brewers trailing 1-0, and Drowan's job is to keep it right there. Drowan's been a big part of this bullpen for the last couple of weeks. 0-2 pitch. And a check swing roller to short. Charging, it's Hamilton. Throws to first in time to retire Ivan Herrera. Weatherholt goes to third on the play, but he's there with 2 outs now. And Alec Burleson will be the batter for St. Louis. Cardinals with a run on 6 hits today. Brewers with no runs on no hits. For the Brewers, just 2 base runners. Bowers was hit by a pitch in the second, and then Frelick reached on an error on the catcher's interference back in the third. First pitch to Burleson. Here's the ball. And it's 1-0. Missed low with a slider. May has struck out 7. Brewers offense waiting to get engaged still here in this one. Here's the pitch, and a miss down and away with a slider. 2 balls and no strikes, the count. Burleson 0 for 2, a ground out and a strikeout against Patrick. He is 1 for 9 in the series. Lefty versus lefty matchup here as Drowan kicks and delivers, and he nailed the low outside corner. It's 2-1. Sinker at 95. Good velo here today from Shane Drowan. His stuff just keeps getting better. It feels like every time he takes the ball right now for the Brewers. 2-1 pitch. And is down and away with a fastball at 97. It goes to 3-1 here on Burleson. Now first base, of course, is open, but you got a dangerous right-handed hitter in Jordan Walker in the on-deck circle. He'd like to just come after the lefty Burleson here, and he does. Fly ball center field. It's going to be playable for Mitchell. Back a couple of steps, drifting to his left. He makes the catch, and the inning is over. Drowan gives up the 1-out double. He strands him at third, and we go to the bottom of the 5th. It is 1-0 St. Louis on the Brewers Radio Network, presented by American Family Insurance.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's B-Y-R-N-A, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
First, I take a sabbatical, then do absolutely nothing.
Glorious. But what? You'd win the New York lottery, then do nothing?
Well, I'd also commission a cutting-edge mobile bed, so I never stop doing nothing, even when I leave my house.
Okay, but how can you do even less?
Well, I'll spend 6 months living with a Honduran Capuchin monkey troupe to learn how to pick things up with my feet, so I never have to lift a finger again.
Oh, you'll be a hit at dinner parties.
620 WTMJ.
It is 1-0 St. Louis as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Garrett Mitchell will lead things off against Dustin May. May has been untouchable so far for the Brewers. As May making his 11th start of the year for St. Louis, and I would say this is as good as he's maybe ever pitched in a start in his career. Can't be much better. First pitch, a curveball dropped in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Just 2 over the minimum so far for the Brewers against Dustin May as he misses outside with a changeup. He's got curveball changeup to start up this at bat against Mitchell. 1 ball and 1 strike. Brewers chasing a run. Have to score a run to win this game anyway. Doesn't change much for you, trailing 1-0. The 1-1 pitch is in there for a strike on a fastball at 96. It's 1-2. Good crowd on this Wednesday afternoon. Brewers off tomorrow and then open up a series with the Astros this weekend in Houston. Quick 3-game series, then right back home again. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball. That missed outside. It's 2-2, but it's challenged by Pajes.
The catcher is challenging the pitch.
Challenge is brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. It's going to be a ball, I think. Oh, it's a strike. It just barely
The pitch is a strike. St. Louis has 2 remaining.
The outside edge. I spoke too soon. It's one of those rare moments where our data might not quite be 100% calibrated with the data on the video board. Right?
Yeah.
Am I seeing the same thing you're seeing on our data? Very close.
Yes. It's, oh, man. I mean, talk about a matter of millimeters.
It wasn't as close on the actual video board. It caught more of the strike zone than what we saw on our devices. Here's Rengifo, a swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. So Mitchell, a strikeout victim. Rengifo 0 for 1 today. There's 1 away, nobody on here in the 5th. And the pitch, and a fly ball to right, playable for Walker. Sunglasses up on top of his cap as he drifts into his left and makes the catch. A couple of quick outs for Dustin May here in the bottom of the 5th. Well, springtime in Wisconsin, it means the thrill of the grill is back. Brats, Polish, Italians, Cajuns, all beef franks, even bacon. It all tastes better when it's grilled outside, and it is definitely grilling season this week. Man, summer has finally made its way to Milwaukee. It's great. First pitch to Sal Frelick is inside. It's 1-0. Of course, it all tastes better when it has Usingers on the label. Stock up at your local grocer. Usingers season is here. 2 outs, nobody on. 1 ball and no strikes on Frelick. May out of the windup brings home the pitch, and he took a strike with a cutter at the bottom of the zone. It's 1-1. May's in really good shape pitch count wise too, Josh. That's the other piece of bad news. He has thrown 62 pitches, and he's got 2 outs in the 5th. 1-1 pitch. Down and in. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
You know, it's funny. You think back to that very first at bat of the game against him by Yelich, which went 9 pitches, I think.
Yeah.
And then really ever since then, it has been about as economical as you can be.
Yeah, he kind of felt like that was a good sign, even though he struck out Yelich. But taking a bite out of this pitcher right out of the gate like the Brewers do so often. This is fouled back and out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Frelick. And you just expect the Brewers to make life tough on the opposing starters. So this is really an anomaly that starting pitcher's been efficient this late into the game against this Brewers offense. 2-2 pitch. Sal took outside. It was nearly challenged by Pajes. He had the arm halfway up and then stopped and kind of did the Brady Bunch yawn like he's putting his arm around a girl on a date at the movie theater. Pat Murphy's laughing about it too. I don't think so. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch to Frelick, and a chopper up the middle. It is going to be gloved by Wynn. He gets to his feet, throws a 1-hopper to first. He got him. My goodness, what a play by Mason Wynn. Sal Frelick slammed his helmet down in disgust. That should have been a base hit. Mason Wynn took it away from him. That kid can play some short, I'll tell you that. Sliding back up the middle, and then a rocket for an arm, and a good pick by Burleson on the back end. Dustin May was all sorts of fired up for that defense behind him. We go to the 6th inning, 1-0 Cardinals. on the Brewers Radio Network, presented by American Family Insurance.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs, or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker, too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's BYRNA, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
I'd finally have time to reread my favorite fantasy book.
Dig deeper. We're imagining winning the New York lottery here.
Okay, I'd build my own reading nook right where the sun hits.
You're getting warmer.
The French sun. I'll buy a villa in Marseille. Wait, what's the French word for sun?
I don't know, Kathy. You're the reader.
Okay, I'll hire a tutor to learn the French word for sun, then the words to negotiate real estate, then I'll buy my own French library.
And to think you just wanted to reread a book.
Jordan Walker leads off the sixth inning for St. Louis and takes a first pitch strike from Drowan on the outside edge. Fastball at 95. It's 0-1. Walker with 2 hits today. 3 hits now in this series for this right-handed hitter. He takes a sinker down low, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. That one off the plate away a little bit. Drowan's 1-1 pitch is chopper back up the middle. Played with a backhand by Terang from shallow center. Throws to first in time and gets Walker. It's about as far of a throw as you'll see Terang have to make. As he played that ball behind the bag at second, he was to the other side of the bag and in shallow center by the time he planted the throw. 1 away for Nolan Gorman. Gorman 1 for 2. Gorman 1 for 6 in this series as he slowly climbs into the box. First pitch from Drowan is lined down the left field line, foul. Off the netting just above the tarp down that left field line. No balls and 1 strike on Gorman. Mason Wynn in the on-deck circle. That was just an incredible play that he made to rob Friedlich of a hit in the 5th. Here's a swing and a miss on a slider down in the way. That was nasty from Drowan right there. And it's 0-2 on Gorman. Drowan's pitched well, worked around that walk in the, I should say that double in the 5th, the 1-out double. Pitch is a little high, 1 ball and 2 strikes. After Patrick went 4 innings, 5 hits and 1 run allowed for Chad. It's a 1-0 Cardinals lead here in the 6th. Swing and a miss, he struck him out with a slider. 2 away now in the 6th inning. Shane Drowan looks like he's in control so far. 2 away for Mason Wynn. Need a post-game snack? There's an app for that. Download the new George Webb app and place your order for pickup on your way home. Available on the App Store or Google Play. And Wynn's going to use his timeout before this at-bat even begins. Drowan's first offering to Wynn. Drops a curveball in there for a strike. It's 0-1.
Tell you what we learned about Mason Wynn, if we didn't know it already, on that defensive play. He has a cannon for an arm.
Oh, I think it's maybe the best arm of any shortstop in the game, the 0-1. Pitch is low, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. We've seen it at times down in St. Louis. He's made some plays in the hole against the Brewers. I mean, it is a cannon. It is a 95-mile-an-hour situation out of his hand across the infield. There's a pitch down with a curveball. They appeal to first, and Tyler Jones says he didn't offer at it. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Howlitzer, maybe?
It's pretty impressive. 2-1. Missed down and in. 3 balls and 1 strike on Wynn. He's just a very, very good defensive shortstop. Good range. You take nothing for granted when you put the ball in play against him. Here's a ground ball up the middle. Smothered with a dive by Hamilton. Throw to first and take a little bit of your own medicine, Mason Wynn. David Hamilton just robbed him of a base hit to end the top of the 6th inning. Boy, almost like David Hamilton said, we got to get even with this guy. Nice play by David Hamilton. He's put on a bit of a show the last 2 nights at short for the Brewers. 1-2-3 inning for Drowan in the top of the 6th. We go to the bottom of 6. 1-0 Cardinals on the Brewers Radio Network, presented by American Family Insurance.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs, or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker, too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with BREW Less Lethal. BREW Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. BREW is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit BRNA.com today. That's BYRNA, BRNA.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to BRNA.com to check availability at your location.
First, I take a sabbatical, then do absolutely nothing.
Glorious. But what? You'd win the New York lottery, then do nothing?
Well, I'd also commission a cutting-edge mobile bed, so I never stop doing nothing, even when I leave my house.
Okay, but how can you do even less?
Well, spend 6 months living with a Honduran Capuchin monkey troupe to learn how to pick things up with my feet, so I never have to lift a finger again.
Oh, you'll be a hit at dinner parties.
601.org.
We go to the bottom of the 6th inning, a 1-0 Cardinals lead. May's first pitch to David Hamilton, squares to bunt, pulls the bat back, and takes a ball. It's 1-0. 6th inning is the Woodman's Food Market's home run inning. Our contestant is Jeff Latshaw from Arkdale. Gift card jackpot of $500 if a member of the crew hits a home run this inning. 1-0 pitch is a strike on the outside edge, and it's 1-1. $100 added to the total for each additional home run this half inning. Visit any participating Woodman's store to enter service and savings. That's Woodman's. Visit WTMJ.com for official contest rules and details. May brings home the 1-1 delivery and a swing and a miss. It's 1-2. 69 pitches now for May as he works here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Cardinals with a 1-0 lead. Brewers still looking for their first hit of this game. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Hamilton. May out of the windup brings home the pitch and a chopper right side. Tough play for Weatherholt. Scoops it out of the glove to the first baseman Burleson to take care of Hamilton. And there's one away. 10 for ID on the Brewers Radio Network. With Josh Maurer and Kent Sommerfeld, Lane Grindle with you here this afternoon from American Family Field. It's a 1-0 Cardinals lead. Christian Yelich to lead things, or not to lead things off, to come to the plate with 1 out, nobody on. And he takes a pitch high for a ball against May. It's 1-0. Yelich 0 for 2 today. 5 for 11 in the series for Christian. May brings home the 1-0 pitch. Chopper foul, and it's 1-1. Come out of the legal ID, feels like you're starting the inning over again. Felt like Christian was leading off.
Well, he's the leadoff batter on the card.
And he is the leadoff batter on the card. May looks into his glove, out of the windup. He's been there most of the day today. Here's a ground ball to second base. A couple of hops out to Weatherholt, throws to first. And 2 away. Dustin May having his way with the Brewers lineup so far this afternoon. 2 down for Jackson Chourio, who has struck out both times against Dustin May. Here's the thing with Jackson. And something that a lot of opposing pitchers probably understand is you can make him look bad in a couple of at-bats, and he can still beat you in that third at-bat and beat you in a big way. First pitch is a strike with a cutter at the top of the zone. It's 0-1. Very, very dangerous hitter no matter the situation. Just takes one swing right now for the Brewers to get this thing even. A 1 pitch, breaking ball, hit in the air. Center field, Scott's back on it. Onto the very edge of the warning track, onto the track to make the catch. Hit it to one of the deepest parts of the park, and the ballpark held it. Scott makes the catch, and the Brewers down in order in the bottom of the 6th. We go to the 7th inning. A 1-0 Cardinals lead on the Brewers Radio Network, presented by American Family Insurance.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs, or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker, too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with BREW Less Lethal. BREW Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. BREW is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit BRNA.com today. That's BYRNA, BRNA.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to BRNA.com to check availability at your location.
I'd finally have time to reread my favorite fantasy book.
Dig deeper. We're imagining winning the New York lottery here.
Okay, I'd build my own reading nook right where the sun hits.
You're getting warmer.
The French sun. I'll buy a villa in Marseille. Wait, what's the French word for sun?
I don't know, Kathy. You're the reader.
Okay, I'll hire a tutor to learn the French word for sun, then the words to negotiate real estate, then I'll buy my own French library.
And to think you just wanted to reread a book.
We make it to the 7th inning here this afternoon in this series finale. Brewers needing a comeback to pull off the sweep. They trail 1-0 as we go to the 7th. And stepping in with the play-by-play is Josh Maurer.
Thank you very much, Lane. And Aaron Ashby becomes the 3rd pitcher of the day for the Crew. 4 innings from Chad Patrick, 2 scoreless from Shane Drowan. And now it's Ashby for the 7th. And here is Brian Torres taking called strike 1. This is the man who's provided the only run of the game. 28-year-old rookie, a 2-out RBI triple in the 4th. 0-1. Bunts the ball, but he bunts it foul. Bounding back behind the plate. It was a late square. Tried for the sneak attack, and it didn't work, so it's 0-2. It'll be Torres, Pages, and Scott. Bottom third of the Cardinals order coming up. You can probably hear in the background of my voice, the Tarps Off crew is back. The 0-2 is a swing and a miss. Dazzling slider from Aaron puts away Torres. He got him on 3 pitches to begin the relief appearance. It's like there's some sort of ritual now that every male between the age of 12 and 22 knows that in the 5th or 6th inning you must report to that section up in the left field terrace and take your shirt off. Pages takes the curveball for a strike.
Tau Kappa Brewers.
TKB. Was that your house in college?
Tau Kappa Epsilon. It was a teak.
Now they're trying to get all the Brewers players to acknowledge them, I believe. That happened late last night. They stole that from the the Yankees bleacher creatures.
Oh, really?
Yeah, remember how at the beginning of every game at Yankee Stadium, the bleacher creatures will yell every player's name individually, and they'll do it until you acknowledge them?
Rengifo.
Yep. 1-1, swing and a miss by Pages, 1-2.
Yeah, they're doing Rengifo now. Who decides which name they're going to yell?
Yeah, it's probably a communal decision.
Is there a captain of this group?
There's a good. Good 100 of them up there, and it's growing. 1-2 pitch, chopped foul. By Pages. Well, game 3 of this series, Brewers trying for a sweep, but they don't have a hit as yet against Dustin May. Who has been as good as it gets through the first 6 innings. And that Cardinals bullpen is silent. 1 out in the 7th and the 1-2 down low. Brewers pitching has been really, really good again. Cardinals have only scored 2 runs the whole series. Trying to avoid being swept. They lead 1-0. As Ashby has come in. The 2-2. Chopped foul by Pages, who's 0 for 2.
They're just going around the horn. Now they're on Bowers. They were on Hamilton. They did Terang.
I noticed they did it last night at the end of that Brewers shutout, and everybody did eventually tip their cap or point with a glove, acknowledge the Tarps offers. Fly ball into the gap in right center field. That's got extra bases written all over it as it hits off the track and bounces to the fence. Mitchell goes to get it, and Pedro Pages chugs into second base. He's got himself a 1-out double. That's a nice swing to the opposite field for the Cardinals backstop. Cardinals did not have an extra base hit in the first 2 games of this series. They now have 3 of them here today. Insurance at second with 1 out. Number 9 batter Victor Scott the second coming up, and he'll look at a curveball from Ashby for a strike. It was Aaron who finished game 1, final 2 innings behind Mizorowski in that victory. He was perfect in those 2. The 1 pitch down in the dirt on Victor Scott, smothered by Contreras. The way that Dustin May is pitching, you feel it very important to keep that second run for St. Louis off the board any way you can. 1-1. Oh, he spiked in a slider. Great block by Contreras. That was a tough one for a catcher, and he deadened the baseball, keeps Pages in place. 2-1 on Scott. Beautiful day here. Glad you've spent part of your Wednesday afternoon along with us. Runner at second and 1 out. Ashby set right at the belt. The 2-1. Outside corner. Nailed the black with a 98-mile-an-hour sinker. Scott thought it was too far outside, and he challenges. I think he's going to win it. I think it was just off the plate. Put it up on the video board, and it was.
Pitch is ball. St. Louis has 2 remaining.
ABS Challenges presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. So it's 3-1 instead of 2-2. 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. If you're new to the Tarps Off movement, by the way, that started actually in a Cardinals game a couple of weekends ago at Busch. Some Stephen F. Austin college baseball players were there. 3-2 fouled off, got a piece of the umpire, Todd Tishner. Ouch. Just a little tip by the batter, Scott, and nicked it right directly off the umpire. He hobbles around. It's a 99-mile-an-hour sinker hit right off the foot. And so Todd Tishner given some time here to recover. Kind of sounds like with these Tarps Off fans that you're at a soccer match. Like a Champions League game across the pond. 3-2 on Scott. Runner at second. Now the pitch. Right in there, called third strike. 100 miles an hour. Aaron Ashby, hello. A two-seamer right at the belt. Victor Scott could not swing, and that was some velo from Ash. 2 out, and here is J.J. Weatherholt. Ortho ASAP. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Ashby. And the pitch to Weatherholt, down and away. Don't strike out. Get back to the active lifestyle you want. See a specialist today at orthowisconsin.com. 1-0 St. Louis in the 7th. Weatherholt doubled against Drowan his last time. He's 1 for 3. Pages still at second. The 1-0. Tipped foul off of Contreras. Didn't matter if he held on. That was 98 on the gun. 1-1. Ashby set. The 1-1 pitch. Down and away on a slider. Tarps off. Well, it's spreading. Spreading throughout that section here at the left field terrace, and it's spreading throughout baseball. You're seeing it at all these parks. 2-1. Popped into shallow center field and playable by Weatherholt. Garrett Mitchell waiting for it, looking up into the bright blue sky, makes a two-handed catch. And the inning is over. A 1-out double goes for naught. Aaron Ashby, an impressive scoreless 7th inning. Time to stretch as Dustin May goes back to the hill with a no-hitter. 1-0 St. Louis. The Brewers Radio Network, presented by American Family Insurance.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs, or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with BREW Less Lethal. BREW Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. BREW is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit BRNA.com today. That's BYRNA, BRNA.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to BRNA.com to check availability at your location.
First, I take a sabbatical, then do absolutely nothing.
Glorious. But what? You'd win the New York lottery, then do nothing?
Well, I'd also commission a cutting-edge mobile bed, so I never stop doing nothing, even when I leave my house.
Okay, but how can you do even less?
Well, spend 6 months living with a Honduran Capuchin monkey troupe to learn how to pick things up with my feet, so I never have to lift a finger again.
Oh, you'll be a hit at dinner parties.
Well, the Brewers will send the middle of their order up against Dustin May in the home 7th, trailing 1-0 and looking for their first hit of the afternoon. It begins with Bryce Terang. May into the windup in the pitch. Ground ball hit right to second base. A worm burner right out to Weatherholt. Fields and throws. Terang is out on one pitch. Curveball that was right in the strike zone. Pounded into the ground. Bryce 0 for 3. Dustin May has only thrown 76 pitches. He has struck out 8. He hit a batter and one man reached on catcher's interference. 2 base runners, no hits. But working with the slimmest of margins, a 1-run advantage. Now William. Contreras took a strike at the knees. What's wild about this is that May had not been pitching particularly well in recent starts coming in. Contreras has flown out and grounded out. He's put the ball in play twice. The 0-1 pitch. Flied into shallow right. In comes Jordan Walker, and he's there with a play right by the chalk. Makes the catch. Brewers' hottest hitter is out for a 3rd time, and now it is 2 out in the 7th inning. Cardinals are 7 outs away from a no-hitter. And here comes Jake Bauers. 7th inning stretch was sponsored by IslandResortGolf.com. Plan a Grand Slam getaway with Championship Golf. A luxurious spa and nonstop gaming action. To visit IslandResortAndCasino.com today. 2 out of the pitch. Bauer swings through a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Dustin May, in 4 previous starts this month, had given up at least 3 runs in all of them. Go figure. 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball low to Bauers. He's retired 14 in a row since the catcher's interference began the 3rd inning. Jake Bauers hit by a pitch, then struck out. 1-0 Cardinals, bottom 7. The 1-1. Dropped in a sweeper at the knees for a strike. 1-2. This is only the 2nd time Dustin May has ever faced the Milwaukee Brewers. And he's got a no-hitter through 6 2/3. The 1-2 to Bauers. Inside corner, strike 3 called. 97-mile-an-hour paint job on the inside black. And now 6 outs away from history. Dustin May strikes out Bauers to complete a 1-2-3-7. He's retired 15 in a row and no hits through the first 7 innings. We go to the 8th. 1-0 Cardinals on the Brewers Radio Network, presented by American Family Insurance.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos. Your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Tap the banner to buy or rent with Street Easy. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with BREW Less Lethal. BREW Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. BREW is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit BRNA.com today. That's BYRNA, BRNA.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to BRNA.com to check availability at your location.
From first call to final invoice, ServiceTitan is the only integrated intelligence that automates your entire workflow. Built for visionaries, ready to stop operating and start automating their success. ServiceTitan, AI for the trades.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for
To the 8th, 1-0 St. Louis, and here's Lane Grindle.
All right, thank you, Josh. Yvonne Herrera leads off against Ashby in this top of the 8th inning. First pitch misses for ball 1. The 1-0, that missed high, and it's 2 balls and no strikes on Herrera. Ashby worked around a 1-out double in the 7th inning. Cardinals with a run on 7 hits over the course of this afternoon. The 2-0 pitch. That is in there for a strike. And it's 2-1. 98 on the radar gun with that sinker. Brewers, no runs on no hits. Just 2 over the minimum so far for Dustin May, who's at 82 pitches. And sitting in that Cardinals dugout with no action in that bullpen. He's going back out with a no-hitter intact in the bottom of the 8th inning. Here's an appeal to first on a curveball down and in. And Herrera did not offer at it. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. So Ashby's job is to keep it at a 1-run deficit. Here's the thing. Right now, the Cardinals are thinking about a potential no-hitter and some history as a strike on the outside edge and challenged by Herrera.
The batter is challenging the pitch.
Sinker at 98. This is going to be really close. This is going to be very, very close, and it is a ball by the slimmest of margins.
St. Louis has 2 remaining.
Goodness gracious. 0.2 of an inch. Challenge is brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. So leadoff walk to Herrera. Now here's Alec Burleson. So the Cardinals are thinking about history. They're thinking about a no-no. They're thinking about salvaging a game out of this series. And yet it's a 1-0 game. This game is absolutely right there for the taking for the Brewers. Need a 0 from Ashby here as the first pitch to Burleson's in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. It just takes one good swing right now for the Brewers to change the entire feeling of this game, despite the fact that it feels like the Cardinals have been in control for most of the afternoon. Ashby's 0-1 to Burleson is down and away with a curveball. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Today's 8th inning being brought to you by the Wisconsin Laborers District Council and the over 900 signatory contractor partners who are building Wisconsin's infrastructure. 1-1 pitch. Burleson a fly ball to center. Back on it goes Mitchell. Still back onto the edge of the warning track. Settles underneath and makes the catch. That's the first out of this 8th inning. And that will get Jordan Walker to the plate. Grant Anderson's been getting loose in the Brewers bullpen. Learn more at liunawisconsin.org. That's LIUNA Wisconsin.org, and feel the power. So Ashby versus Jordan Walker, who's had a good day. 2 hits. He's 2 for 3. Runner at first and 1 out. A ground ball could get you out of here for your Ashby. Lifts the leg in the pitch, and it's a ground ball to third. Backhanded by Rengifo. Goes to second for 1. The turn by Terang is in time. They got him. Oh, what a double play started up by Rengifo. A magnificent turn by Terang. And Ashby got that double play ball he was looking for. Double plays brought to you by Potawatomi Sportsbook, the Midwest #1 entertainment destination. Slots, dining, sportsbook, poker, live entertainment. It's all here. There are endless ways to win. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It is 1-0 Cardinals on the Brewers Radio Network, presented by American Family Insurance.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs, or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker, too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
In baseball, great teams know one thing: smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with BREW Less Lethal. BREW Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. BREW is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit BRNA.com today. That's BYRNA, BRNA.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to BRNA.com to check availability at your location.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect...
Filthy. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's a 1-0 Cardinals lead. Dustin May, 82 pitches and no hits allowed so far this afternoon for St. Louis. First pitch to Garrett Mitchell is up and away, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Leinenkugel's Summer Shandy, a refreshing Weiss beer, natural lemonade flavor. Leinenkugel's flavor of the moment. Mitchell is 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts against May over the course of this game. 1-0 pitch is inside. It's 2 balls and no strikes. He has walked none. He has struck out 9. Mitchell had the home run in last night's game. The 2-0 pitch is a liner into left center field. This is headed for the gap and over the head of the left fielder Torres. It rolls up against the wall. Mitchell, big turn at second, now puts on the brakes. The Brewers have their first hit of the game. It's a leadoff double here in the bottom of the 8th. That kid is in a good place right now at the plate. His 9th double of the season. He got a cutter middle from Dustin May. He didn't miss it. $75 to the MAC Fund, courtesy of Westspin, the silver lining. The no-hitter gone. Now it's about winning this baseball game if you're the Brewers. And there is new life in this ballpark as Luis Rengifo comes to the plate. May looks back at second. And the pitch, Rengifo squaring to bunt, pulls the bat back and takes up and away. It's 1-0. Action has begun in that Cardinals bullpen. Garrett Mitchell looking into the dugout saying, let's go, after that leadoff double here in the 8th. JoJo Romero is playing catch for the Cardinals in the pen. Here's the 1-0 to Rengifo. Bunting, he bunts it up the third baseline. It's a beauty. This is going to be a base hit. Nobody's home. Pages was the closest to it. By the time he got to it, he didn't have a play anywhere. Rengifo with a bunt single, and the Brewers have him on the corners, and Dustin May is beside himself right now, walking back to that mound.
I don't know what Nolan Gorman was doing, Lane. Third baseman just didn't go get the ball. He went back to third base as if he could take a throw, but the ball was bunted to third. He had to go get it. He just didn't.
That's got to be Mason Wynn coming over there to cover the third base bag. From a bunt defense standpoint, you would think he's got to come up and make that play. And it was such a good bunt. You're not getting the play at third anyway. You're going to first all the way on that one. And now Ollie Marmol's out of the dugout. That's going to be it for Dustin May. It went from no-hitter to back-to-back hits just like that. Now the Brewers aren't just thinking about getting this game tied. They're thinking about taking the lead and getting their closer ready to go for the top of the 9th inning. It is a North Shore adult diaper pitching change. Well, when your no-hitter falls apart in your pants, you got to go to NorthShore.com for adult diapers. It's a 1-0 Cardinals lead here in the bottom of the 8th inning on the Brewers Radio Network, presented by American Family Insurance.
At Prevea Orthopedics and HSHS Hospitals, we understand all the ways you move. From the ways you love to move, to the ways you need to move, and the ways you want to move. Movement looks different for everyone. That's why we specialize in you, providing the expert care you need for all the ways you move. To schedule an appointment, visit prevea.com/ortho.
Save big money and protect your garden with help from Menards. Messina's Animal Stopper is a granular repellent that prevents animals from damaging your garden. Available in a convenient, ready-to-use bottle. Just pour it around your garden for up to 30 days of protection, regardless of weather and watering. Save big money on Messina's Animal Stopper at Menards. And check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Hey, better. Swing into Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee for the $300,000 Big League Series. Just play with your rewards card over 3 months to earn entries. Here's the lineup. Leading off April, on deck May, in the hole June. All monthly entries you earn will roll into drawings on Friday, June 26th, where you could win cash, free play, or one of 3 new Toyota vehicles. It's the $300,000 Big League Series, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Sal Frelick, it's JoJo Romero here First and third, nobody out. Bottom of the 8th inning. Frelick, first pitch from Romero, up and in and nearly hits Sal. And it's 1-0. Frelick's had good numbers in a very small sample against Romero over the course of his career. He's 2 for 3 with a double against the southpaw for the Cardinals out of their bullpen. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and Sal, a chopper right side. It's going to be gloved by Burleson. He goes to second for one. There will be no return. Mitchell had to stay put at third because Burleson came up and fielded that and looked at Mitchell before he went to second. Good job by Burleson on first base, and so the Brewers will still have runners on the corners and one away now. 3-6 on the put out of the middle runner, Rengifo. And now Pages is on his way out to chat with Romero because the Brewers have their right-handed thumper coming off the bench to pinch hit here for David Hamilton. It is Andrew Vaughn, a guy that has absolutely dominated lefties over the course of this season. It has been something to behold with what Vaughn's been able to do against left-handed pitching. Vaughn is on the season 11 for 20 with 5 doubles. And he's coming to the plate here with runners on the corners and one away. He is 2 for 5 with a double against Romero in his career. And again, Pages comes out in front of the plate. A little bit of an issue, I believe, with the pitch comm here. Now they seem to have it resolved. Brewers just trying to at least get that run in from third and get this game tied at the very least. Elevate a ball to the outfield, that would get the job done. Pitch is high and a good snag out of the air by Pages on a sinker that missed way upstairs. It's 1-0 on Vaughn. Romero looks in. Runners on the corners, one away. Brewers trailing 1-0. The pitch and a strike on the outside edge with a sinker at 94. It's 1-1. Mitchell is at third. Frelick with good speed at first. And the guy you want up in this spot right now for the Brewers, Andrew Vaughn. 1-1 pitch, and he took a changeup that just missed. It is 2-1. That's a really good take by Andrew Vaughn. It did not miss by much. Maybe a touch low. Tough pitch to handle if you're Vaughn. Here's the 2-1, and Vaughn swings on it and fouls it straight back. He had a good rip. Had a sinker at 94 miles an hour. It was away, but it was up about thigh high. He'd love to get a look at that and try to send that ball into right field. McGill and D.L. Hall both playing catch in the Brewers bullpen. 2-2. And a breaking ball called, third strike. That was a nasty sweeper from Romero. And Vaughn unable to put the ball in play, and it's going to be up to Yelich. Yelich 0 for 6 against Romero in his career. He is 0 for 3 today. Can the Brewers captain come up with a big moment here in the 8th inning in this series finale? Brewers had first and third, nobody out. First offering, and Yelich took low. It's 1-0. You have Chourio in the on-deck circle. At the very least, you'd like to extend the inning to Chourio and get the righty up there against the lefty. One ball and no strikes. Romero brings home the pitch. Yelich took inside and nearly hit him. It's 2 balls and no strikes. It has been a quiet afternoon for the Brewers offense, suddenly coming to life here in this 8th inning. Do they have a big swing in them? 2-0 pitch. Yelich, a ground ball back up the middle and into center field, a base hit. Mitchell will score. Turning second, on his way to third is Frelick. The Brewers have tied it at 1 on the RBI single from the captain, Christian Yelich. Christian comes up clutch. And now Jack with a chance to give the Brewers the lead here in the bottom of the 8th inning. a difference a few minutes can make in this ballpark. From a no-hitter to a chance to take the lead and a chance to sweep. First pitch swinging, ground ball. Glove by Winnie, bobbled it, everybody's safe. Down the line and scoring is Frelick. Jackson Churio put it in play, and Mason Wynn, who's been a star defensively all series long, commits an error, and the Brewers take a 2-1 lead. Certainly improbable, but the Brewers have taken advantage of the mistake. And it's all falling apart for St. Louis here in the 8th inning. It was a ground ball, hard hit, back up the middle, but Wynn had it played that way. Moving to his glove side. He got the glove to it, and Josh, he just bobbled it as he was getting ready to make the exchange. I think the speed of Churio probably was in the back of his mind, and that might have been just enough of a distraction for Mason Wynn, who we just said one of the best defensive shortstops in the league, but he makes a huge error right here.
It's almost hard to believe in that spot, as good as he is. Yeah, had to move about 2 or 3 steps to his left because the ball was hit hard, but he was there. And it looked like for a moment he had it right in the breadbasket, and then the ball just fell to the ground and kind of kicked away from him. Improbable, but incredible for the Brewers.
Here's Bryce Terang, a chance to punch a hole right here. A 2-1 Brewers lead. Romero's pitch, and Terang took inside. It's going to be challenged by Pages.
Catcher is challenging the pitch.
And I think he's going to win it. Sweeper that might have just clipped the low inside corner. It did.
Pitch is strike. St. Louis has 2 remaining.
So challenge is brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. First and second for the Crew, 2 outs. And Terang is the batter. The pitch, Terang took a strike with a sweeper that clipped the inside edge again. It's 0-2. Terang is 5 for 9 against Romero in his career. He's seen him a lot, more than any other Brewer. And he's had success, but he's in an 0-2 hole here. Romero's pitch, down in the dirt with a sweeper. Good block by Pages. It is a ball and 2 strikes. Boy, what a turn of events in the last 10 minutes in this ballpark. These Brewers never out of it. 1-2 pitch is ground ball left side. Wynn stays down on this one, fires it across in time to get Terang by a step, and the inning is over. But the Brewers score 2 in the bottom of the 8th inning. They lead it 2-1 as we go to the 9th, and Trevor McGill is going to come on and try to nail this one down for the Crew on the Brewers Radio Network, presented by American Family Insurance.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
When equipment breaks down, every single second counts. So why is your maintenance team spending 60% of their time doing anything but turning wrenches? MaintainX is the AI-powered maintenance and asset management system that helps your team get back to fixing breakdowns. No more searching for manuals, hunting down parts, or drowning in paperwork. Join over 13,000 maintenance teams and try MaintainX for free today. Go to maintainx.com/AI. That's maintain and the letter x.com/AI.
In baseball, great teams know one thing: smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with BREW Less Lethal. BREW Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. BREW is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit BREW.com today.
Radio Network.
Well, the Brewers have charged back to take a 2-1 lead as we go to the top of the 9th inning, and Trevor McGill is on. for a Wisconsin Dental Association Dental Savings Club save opportunity. Just like the Brewers trust their top relievers in the biggest moments, patients should trust Wisconsin Dental Association member dentists when their smile is on the line. Find a dentist at WDA.org. From being no hit to having the lead. We said it before it all unfolded. We said you have two outcomes right now. Either the Cardinals, who are chasing a little history, complete a no-hitter, or the Brewers have a great chance to still win this game, trailing 1-0, and now the Brewers ahead 2-1. And McGill trying to nail this one down for the Crew. He'll get Gorman, Wynn, and Torres. That is who's scheduled to hit here in the top of the 9th inning. What a game this afternoon here in Milwaukee. McGill's first pitch is in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Gorman has faced McGill 5 times previously. He's 2 for 5 against him with a double and a couple of strikeouts. The 0-1 from McGill is a fly ball left field. This is playable for Churio. In and to his right. He's there to make the catch. And there's one away in the Cardinals' half of the 9th inning. Well, baseball and bratwurst meant to be together. I started to say that like I was from Boston. It's an ideal in-game treat, especially when it's served with your favorite award-winning Pine River cheese spread, like the garden vegetable, maybe some Cedar Crest ice cream or frozen custard for the dessert as well. All make game days great days. Here's Mason Wynn. First pitch in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Wynn is 0 for 3 today, 0 for 10 in the series. Committed the big error in the bottom of the 8th inning that gave the Brewers the lead. Here's the 0-1. And a check swing on a curveball down in the dirt. He did not go, says Tyler Jones. Brewers dugout, not so sure. It's a good curveball from Trevor McGill. But McGill didn't get the call that time. 1 ball and 1 strike on Mason Wynn. Brewers 2 outs away from sweeping the Cardinals. And a ground ball back up the middle. It'll be backhanded by Terang and Ortiz. They nearly collide. I think they clip feet. And Wynn's going to be safe at first on what should be a base hit. Well-placed ground ball. Terang was going in to backhand it. Ortiz was on his way there to cut in front of him, and I think they might have clipped feet as they converged on the baseball. Ortiz is in there after Vaughn is lifted, who pinch hit for Hamilton. I don't know that they collided. I think it just kind of a max effort thing where Terang went tumbling. So the tying run is aboard for the Cardinals. McGill throws to first, and Wynn is back in time.
And I don't think Bryce or Joey would have had a play anyway, probably, even
Not
if
on
they.
Mason Wynn.
Yeah.
Too bad, because McGill got the result he was looking for, a soft ground ball. Here's a bunt attempt, and it's through there for a strike. It's 0-1 here on Brian Torres. Torres drove in the only run of this game for the Cardinals back in the 4th, an RBI triple. Brewers with a 2-1 lead. It is the top of the 9th inning here in Milwaukee. McGill's 0-1. There goes Wynn. The pitch is it was almost a pitch out, but Contreras bobbled the exchange and no throw to second, so it's a stolen base for Mason Wynn. It was a good pitch to handle. Wynn got a pretty good jump, so it might have been tough for Contreras, but you never put anything past him. So now the tying run is in scoring position. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count on Torres. Jose Fermin has your bat. He's in the on-deck circle for St. Louis. McGill brings home the 1-1 pitch. That is high. It's 2-1. So Fermin would hit for Pages, whose spot is up next. McGill just trying to take care of Torres here. 2-1 pitch. That is a strike at the top, and it's going to be challenged by Torres.
Batter is challenging the pitch.
Top rail, and it was up. This one's not that close, in fact.
Pitch is ball.
Kind of been a tough day for Todd Tichenor behind the plate. Challenge is brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. 3 balls and 1 strike on Torres. McGill's pitch. A fly ball. Right center field. Long run for Mitchell. Mitchell calling for it onto the warning track with a play. Makes the catch. Tagging from second on his way to third is Wynn. He's going to be there with 2 outs. So a big second out for McGill. And instead of Fermin, who had a bat and was headed to the box, it looks like Pozo is now going to be asked to come hit against McGill. So it will not be Fermin who is in the on-deck circle. Instead, it'll be Pozo. Pozo, pretty good hitter. We saw him last night. Had a base hit in his first at-bat in last night's game. 1 for 8 this year as a pinch hitter. He has never faced Trevor McGill in his career. Brewers 1 out away from a sweep of St. Louis after sweeping the Cubs last week. A chance to sweep their other rivals 1 week later. How sweet would that taste for the Crew? Still 1 more big out to get from McGill with the tying run 90 feet away. McGill's first pitch to Pozo is a swing and a miss. For a fastball by him at 99. Some of the best velo we've seen from McGill in a while. He is amped up on this Wednesday afternoon. 0-1 on Pozo. The 0-1 popped up, foul territory, first base side. It'll get out of play. Contreras gave it a look. No balls and 2 strikes. Here's where Contreras' job is big. You know that McGill would love to flip that curveball in there and try to get some chase. Got to be able to block it with a runner 90 feet away. Everybody on their feet here at American Family Field. Pozo, the right-handed hitter, looks out at McGill. Trevor kicks the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. It is a St. Louis sweep for the Crew. They come from behind this afternoon, and they take down the Cardinals by a final score of 2-1. It is the first time the Brewers have swept the Cardinals here at home since June of 2011. The Brewers staring a no-hitter in the face in the 8th inning. Break up the no-no, score 2 runs, and they win it 2-1 here today at American Family Field. What a homestand it was for the Crew. Well, the Brewers will have the day off tomorrow, and they'll enjoy this one. They'll get ready for the Houston Astros coming up this weekend down in Texas. 2-1 your final, a dramatic win for the Brewers. We're back to tell you about it after this on the Brewers Radio Network.
Hey.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs, or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
When equipment breaks down, every single second counts. So why is your maintenance team spending 60% of their time doing anything but turning wrenches? MaintainX is the AI-powered maintenance and asset management system that helps your team get back to fixing breakdowns. No more searching for manuals, hunting down parts, or drowning in paperwork. Join over 13,000 maintenance teams and try MaintainX for free today. Go to maintainx.com/AI. That's maintain and the letter X.com/AI.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today.
TMJ.
Milwaukee Brewers baseball has been brought to you by American Family Insurance. Miller Lite, it's Miller time. Construction Business Group. Usinger's famous sausage. Usinger's and baseball, it's just not summer without them. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Menards. Potawatomi Sportsbook. Prevea Health. Wisconsin Infrastructure Investment Now. Delta Dental. Quick Trip. Palms Tire Service. West Bend Insurance, the silver lining. Smart 18. Steinhoffels. Toyota. Woodman's Food Market. Carbliss, a premium ready-to-drink cocktail. Island Resort and Casino. Wisconsin Dental Association. Ironworkers Local 8. Cedar Crest Ice Cream. Wisconsin Biofuels. North Shore Adult Diapers. Concordia University of Wisconsin. Wisconsin Laborers District Council. And Tsunami Express Car Wash. And Josh, at the end of the year, there's going to be some memorable wins. This is going to be one of those in those 10 or 12 games that you say, remember that game? That was a big deal when the Brewers kind of stole a victory late.
Right out of the jaws of defeat, right out of the jaws of potentially being no hits. The Brewers scored 2 in the 8th, and they beat the Cardinals to complete the sweep 2-1. 2 runs, only 3 hits. And all of those hits came in the decisive 8th inning. No errors for Milwaukee. Meanwhile, a run on 8 hits and 2 errors, one of them extremely costly for St. Louis. It's the Mason Wynn E6 on the ball hit by Chourio. The game-winning run scored on that in the 8th inning. Guess who got the win? Of course he did, Aaron Ashby. He's 9-0, 2 scoreless innings. Not that it wasn't deserved, but of course he was the pitcher of record when the Brewers rallied. And if there is injustice in any of this, it's that Dustin May took the loss, which he does. He falls to 3-6. Trevor McGill gets his 6th save with that scoreless top half of the 9th inning. It took 2 hours and 17 minutes to play today's game at